This guy right here is the real biological father of the supposed Obama daughters. This guy right here. I'm gonna get onto some, another picture. Here you go. I'll make it big for you. Here you go. He's right here. The mother of the Obama daughters, right here. Sasha Melania. I hope I'm saying the other one's name right. Is her name Melania? That's the mother, that's the father right there. Those are friends of the Obamas. Now let me see if I can find another photo. These are the biological mother and father. Look at the resemblance and everything. We're going to show you guys a real depiction of who we will call the First Lady.
Being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender. And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man. Being a role model for dealing with a child that's transgender. And that's, that warms my heart, particularly as a Black man.
Like no other president in the U.S. history has ever talked more about transgender than Barack Obama. And no other First Lady has talked more about transgender than Michelle Obama. I want to show you guys a picture right here. Look real closely on this one. Zoom in on that. You got the Statue of Liberty, and she's pretty much copying off of the depiction of the Statue of Liberty, which the Statue of Liberty was a transgender man anyway, or a transgender woman. They pretty much made a statue out of it. But that's another subject for another video that I could do if I want to. So we're going to look at this situation right here. What is that? What is she packing? I guarantee her favorite football team must be the Packers. The American people have the right to know if the First Lady is packing or not. We have the right to know. Let's see if we can find another one. Okay, so we're going to hear what Barack Obama has to say about the situation.
Distinguished guests, and men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah. Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today. All of you have performed extraordinary service to our country.
I know what you guys are going to say. And this is the reason why most of y'all guys are going to burn in the lake of fire. Because your spirit doesn't like the truth. So therefore, you're going to say, he was talking about somebody else. Maybe one of his advisors. Maybe somebody that was in the cabinet. Maybe the secretary's son or someone. You're going to say he was talking about somebody else. Because your spirit automatically deflects the truth. And therefore, since your spirit deflects the truth ain't in you. You can't receive the truth, and there must be a reason why, and that's because you're an evil bastard. A lake of fire is waiting for you to jump in there. I'm going to click on another video to prove that it's just not a coincidence that he's talking about Michael.
You know what my kids asked me? They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad, I get worried. There's a certain look that she can give me that tells me.
That's your survival instinct.
Tell me. But, you know, I don't have a lot of phobias as a general rule. I mean, I'm not, you know, obviously as big of a thrill seeker as you are, but...
I have a few phobias.
Most of the time, I'm game.
You know what my kids asked me? They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad.
You know what my kids asked me? They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad.
So let me just be honest and clear right now. Michelle Obama is a transgender. It is what it is. And y'all could come and get me. Barack Obama's gay. I'm gonna expose him. Michelle Obama is a tranny. She got something swinging and hanging. And I'm letting you guys know, and if y'all don't like it, then come and get me. It's just as simple as that. That's how we're going to do these videos from now on. None of that little soft talking to you morons that don't believe that the government is satanic. I'm trying to expose these fools, and everybody's just continuing life like they don't even understand that they're under oppression of a satanic system. Here's a video of Gail. What was her name? Gail? Maybe I'm wrong. Not Gail. Joan Rivers. I was thinking something else. A video of Joan Rivers right here.
Miss Rivers, how are you? You made a ton of news officiating the wedding in New York yesterday. Is this like a new cottage career move for you?
I'm so excited.
Okay.
And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay. She doesn't.
Now, everybody in Hollywood knows that Michelle Obama is a tranny. They all know it. It's just the regular fools that just don't understand how this system works. These people don't even live by the same laws as we live. Like, they have a whole nother secret society they go by. They make up their own rules and regulations. We gotta follow those traffic laws, and we get thrown in jail for it. Meanwhile, they're killing children and using the actual operation is called Pizzagate, and they're saying that children are pizza. Whenever you hear them joking about pizza, they're talking about children. And they also call them chicken. How many chickens did you have today? Bam. Talk about killing little kids. It's a satanic system that have their own codes and their own laws. All up there in Hollywood. Now, I want you guys to watch this.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be
like,
everything.
he can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that.
He's saying that you need somebody in the household to pretty much have a different opinion than the guy. Oh, that would be the mother. That would be your mother, to have that sympathy, empathy, kindness, and, show the emotional side of how a family is supposed to operate. When the father, is strict and stern, you would need the mother figure to balance it out. Not another gay man. Oh, you need another gay man in the house? You need a gay person to balance out the structure of the family? So, I know what you guys are thinking. What does this picture have to do with anything? Well, let's look. Let's find out what the picture has to do with. First of all, I have a brother. And me and my brother in our childhood wouldn't even sit that close. You ain't gonna find one picture of us sitting that close as children. There's plenty of room on that side of the couch. They can move that little blanket on over and slide his ass on over, but no, they all touching, and his foot basically touching his knee. But yet I'm crazy for exposing this. Y'all see it right here. We gonna get more into depth. I got a lot to go. Excuse my voice again. But I got a lot to go. So we're gonna talk about, I want to show you guys a picture of Barack Obama. Oh, here's a little good one. Since we're on the subject. Well, I have to go back since we was on this subject. This is the biological father of Sasha and Milani. His wife was the doctor who delivered the Obama daughters. That's how it would go down as far as like what doctor helped deliver the children. But his wife, those are her kids, but it's all connected. It's all a cover up. That's why they chose them or her to be the doctor that delivered the children. But it's her own children. And then when you look at, you got to do your own research on this. When Barack and Michael were in Chicago, inside their house, whose house was they renting out? Because they didn't own that house. It was their house. The government is satanic. Like they have their own system. They're playing games with you. It's a big show. And now, we all know that Barack Obama, when he was in office, what did he do to the White House? This is what he did to the White House. He LGBT'd the White House. This is definitely something that we, have to look at because it was all an agenda. So now that I'm exposing this, nobody even cares because the agenda hit its mark. It was supposed to just allow for transgenders to come out. So when I put this information out there, everybody in their family has somebody that's transgender or not necessarily that, but gay or whatever. So they wouldn't even necessarily care. But this is all throughout Hollywood. These guys be dating transgenders. Some of the celebrities are transgender themselves. It's all a big show. It's a hoax. And y'all sitting there watching the magic show. It's very much like WWE, where it's fake, but people still show up and cheer and act like it's just, happened spontaneously. Meanwhile, you have some people that learned the truth that it was fake and stopped watching it completely. And you have people that don't believe it's fake at all that keep watching it. And you have people that was exposed to the truth and still go back. So I'm exposing the truth and y'all still gonna vote. Y'all still gonna vote. That's what it is. And I don't want you guys to say, well, you got a problem with gays and transgenders. No, I wish that y'all follow God and do the right thing and go to heaven. I just don't like this secret society nonsense. Just like I said, these people rape kids. And me exposing that he's gay, you say, well, why are you exposing that he's gay? Because he called himself a Christian when he was first coming out. And I don't like people playing with God. And then within a couple weeks of calling himself a Christian, he called himself a Muslim. And I'll prove that in this video also.
My Christian faith then has been a sustaining force for me over these last few years. All the more so when Michelle and I hear our faith questioned from time to time. We are reminded that ultimately what matters is not what other people say about us, but whether we're being true to our conscience and true to our God. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well.
On behalf of the American people, including Muslim communities in all 50 states, I want to extend best wishes to Muslims in America and around the world. Ramadan Kareem. Ramadan is the month in which Muslims believe the Quran was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, beginning with a simple word, Iqra. It is therefore a time when Muslims reflect upon the wisdom and guidance that comes with faith, and the responsibility that human beings have to one another and to God.
We think about all that Jesus suffered and sacrificed on our behalf, scorned, abandoned, shunned, nail-scarred hands bearing the injustice of his death and carrying the sins of the world. And it's difficult to fathom the full meaning of that act. Scripture tells us, for God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. Because of God's love, we can proclaim Christ is risen. Because of God's love, we've been given this gift of salvation. Because of him, our hope is not misplaced. And we don't have to be afraid.
Islam is rooted in a commitment to compassion and mercy and justice and charity. Whoever wants to enter paradise, the Prophet Muhammad taught, let him treat people the way he would love to be treated. The first word revealed in the Quran, Iqra, means read, to seek knowledge, to question assumptions. People have been drawn to Islam's message of peace. And the very word itself, Islam, comes from salam, peace. The standard greeting is, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Islam is rooted in a commitment to compassion and mercy and justice and charity. Whoever wants to enter paradise, the Prophet Muhammad taught, let him treat people the way he would love to be treated. The first word revealed in the Quran, Iqra, means read, to seek knowledge, to question assumptions.
What I was suggesting, you're absolutely right that John McCain has not talked about my Muslim faith, and you're absolutely right that that has not come my Christian faith.
Look, we all know what our faith is, right? Will we ever slip up and say something else? Like, would I say, like, my Hindu faith? Like, would I ever do that? See, the thing is that he's not of any faith. He's just trying to pander to anybody. He's talking about his Muslim faith. My Christian faith. Yeah, you're right. Come on, dude. Like, so I'm proving that he's playing with God. These people are satanic. They're part of an occult. They're part of the CIA. He playing with God, talking about, oh, my Christian faith from this video, the next video is Muslim faith. I want to show you a video. First of all, here's a good one right here.
I don't understand how we got so toxic and just so divided and so bitter. And I get why sometimes people just don't want to pay attention to it. And we all have friends like that. We have family members who just like, it's all.
All right, look, I'm going to play this one. This one's going to be long. I'm trying to tell you it's going to be long. It's going to be like 5 minutes some change. So play this one. Play right now. Just watch it. I'm going to come back.
Well, there are pictures of Bush with his arm around 8-year-old Barack Obama because his stepdaddy, adopted daddy, Lolo Sotoro, had done a lifetime worth of business with the Bushes.
Wow.
Uncle George Herbert Walker, after whom George Herbert Walker Bush, Bush 1 president, was named, founded Halliburton in 1946 in Oklahoma. And Lolo Sotoro had been international executive vice president for Standard Oil.
There was talk of him being a CIA asset.
Well, yeah, see, he ran the death squads for the Indonesian army. On his own call, anyone could be assassinated. So when George Herbert Walker Bush became head of the CIA under the Ford administration, he just got with his old buddy in the oil business, Lolo Sotoro, and pulled off the hits. See, Barack's grandmother has been acknowledged as being the woman that operated the channels through which CIA money went to the Southwest Pacific. So she introduced her daughter, who had just had Barry, Barack, to Lolo Sotoro, and they got married, and Lolo Sotoro adopted Barack Obama. The name was changed to Barry Sotoro. Now, when he went to high school in Hawaii, I know about that high school. I almost sent my oldest son to it. I could afford it, but I didn't think he deserved it. 20 years ago, the tuition was $95,000 a year, not including room and board. When Obama went there, I've talked to two of his classmates. They independently state that the tuition, not including room and board, was $45,000. Now, Business Insider reports his income for 2017 at over $200 million net. That's after taxes, deductions, write-offs. For this last year, 2018, they reported it as $570+ million. And that's after all deductions, tax, right? Trump doesn't make that net. I mean, even some of the richest people in America don't make that. Why? Because when his stepdaddy died, he was one of the 10, 15 richest men on earth. And he left everything in a trust fund operated out of Indonesia, so the American government can't touch it. That makes Barack Obama 1/3 beneficiary for the assets of one of the 10, 15 richest men on earth. See, so we got a game run on us. So, you know that little thing that Bush W does when he gets with Michelle, they giggle and he gives her candy. The inside thing, is that supposed to be the same kind of candy he used to give to her husband when he was 6, 7, 8 years old?
Oh, wow.
All I'm saying is that when you hear the truth, it just hits differently, and it's the only thing that makes sense, because we're looking around and we're going, where are these people coming from? Like, it feels like they're just being minted as leaders. I mean, Kamala Harris didn't even win. They just moved Joe Biden aside and said, here you go, vote for Kamala. I mean, that's completely crazy. If this is supposed to be a democracy, right? If we're supposed to be having this system in which any person can be president of the United States, why does it only feel as though people that are deeply connected in a web of politics are the ones that do become presidents of the United States? Why does it always feel that it's somebody who has a shady upbringing, okay, who someone like Barack Obama, who spends time on an island, very likely was a part of a military program, people like the Bush family, like the Clinton family, why does it feel as though we don't have the system that we purport to have? Something is very wrong. I believe these individuals are being bred. I think a lot of these people also are being selected after they are caught committing crimes, because then they know that they can be controlled.
One of the reasons Barack Obama was made president is so he could normalize the LGBTQ agenda in the black community. Think about it. If George Bush tried to push homosexuality in the black community, we would have rejected him.
Of course.
If Donald Trump tried to push homosexuality in the black community, we would have rejected him.
Of course.
You could only normalize that through a black face.
Black man.
Obama was made president to make it normal. When Barack Obama became president, homosexuality was not a mainstream issue, nor was it accepted as a mainstream alternative to the traditional family.
I gotta look at
By the time he left office in 2008, they were completely running everything.
Was
and
that
if
the
you
year?
even disagreed with, I'm gonna give you an example.
It is.
I do a lot of
right.
graduation speeches, right? At the June.
Okay.
Elementary school, middle school, high school. I normally do about 20 graduation speeches a season.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
When Barack Obama was president, I might have did 5. It dropped significantly. Schools who I normally did their commencement, they was calling me up, Dr. Umar, we can't have you speak this year. Why? The LGBTQ say you don't agree with them, you can't speak. I said, but this is a graduation speech. This ain't politics, this is motivation. Get ready for the rest of your life. What does LGBT got to do with my 10-minute speech motivating these 12th graders to make sure you do well in college? Well, we have LGBT teachers and they saying you're insensitive and you're homophobic. So I saw how not agreeing with the lifestyle could limit your opportunities in life. You have people getting fired from jobs, not for pushing hate, because I don't agree with hate. I don't agree with the lifestyle. But I don't want harm for any human, no matter what their situation is.
That's the way to do it.
But the way that they did it was the LGBTQ said, to disagree with me is to hate me. They created a narrative that if you disagree, you support violence against me. You don't want us to work. You want us to be shot, killed, maybe. We never said that.
That's ridiculous.
We just said we don't agree with the lifestyle. But they turned it into a whole campaign against anybody who disagreed with it. And that's another reason why a lot of people didn't vote for Kamala Harris, black men, because they got tired of the effeminization, and then they took it to Africa. Obama started it. He went to Africa. He went to Liberia. He went to Rwanda, a couple other places. He said, if you don't legalize gay marriage, we cutting off your aid.
He's Middle Eastern, 1981. This is obviously Muslim attire. Barack Hussein, you know, like Saddam Hussein, Barack Hussein, Osama Obama. Nothing American about that. So, the secret societies, the Illuminati, just to sum it up, like this is just the easiest way that I possibly can explain this. Okay. The Egyptians, they practiced black magic. That's how they was able to levitate those heavy stones with telekinesis. When the Greek Empire got their hands, remember the Greek Empire studied the Egyptians. They took over their customs. When they took over their customs, they learned black magic. White people learned black magic from the Egyptians. That's over here in America from South California all the way to Florida. They learned it. Ever since they came in the U.S., they've been practicing that black magic. Eventually, over time, they created a faction where they can call themselves an illuminati. And then those people who were the British Empire down in the South, taking the practices of the Egyptians, they went back home and practiced black magic for a couple hundred years, then created a fake Jew state. Then they mandated that Jew state. Then they created Hollywood. And in order to enter Hollywood, you have to be a witch or a warlock and practice black magic. And if you want to be part of the beast system through the democracy of the British Empire, you have to be a witch or a warlock also. And they're promoting anything that disagrees with God. And this is the reason why you got Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Hollywood, pedophiles, Satanists, and all these other deranged freaks. Meanwhile, the Roman Empire was always going back and forth with the British Empire. They set up their own system with black magic and dark magic, but it was a separate system, but they still was practicing. And they've been beefing and going back and forth ever since. Sometimes they were unified, and as you can see, they're kind of being split right now. It's just like a family that gets along and it don't get along, gets along again, don't get along. Pretty much that's what it is. And so that's what the Illuminati is. That's what the world is, just to sum it up. And the French Empire, I have to explain it like this again, because the Greek was a whole united group of people through Alexander the Great. And when it came over to America, this is why I need to make America is Egypt and Israel part 3, I believe, because I don't think you guys understood what I was talking in the last video. So the Greek Empire came over to America. It was a bunch of brown-skinned people. Like everybody that's brown was over here. But you had Moors, you had Babylonians, you had Persians, you had they were so-called Mexicans now, but really the Egyptians, you had Haitians, you had Hebrew Israelites, you had a different mixture of what we will call Negro people just over here. They was able to travel throughout the world. They had boats and ships. So the Greek Empire, they always wanted to take down the Persians. And the Persians was over here in America, plus they were over in those territories over there in the Middle East too. You know, when an empire rules, it just doesn't rule in one area. It like goes all around and rules. So you'll find them in different areas, the Persians. And the Greek Empire rose up and was able to take down these people because it was prophesied in the Bible. But a lot of them was like, they just got supernatural capabilities once they learned the customs of the Egyptians. And they were really able to take over. So now you have the Greek Empire, who's now practicing black magic, who goes into 4 different groups: Rome, Spain, France, and Britain. But they're over in America buying land, selling land, colonizing, rape, robbing, and pillaging. So when you look at the history of America, you'll see these 4 groups in America, like the Louisiana Purchase with France, and then you'll see Spain and like South America and Mexico teaching them Spanish. You'll start seeing them shipping out lighter skinned Hebrew Israelites to now we call them Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Cubans and different things like that. Meanwhile, the darker skinned Hebrew Israelites had to serve slavery because there's 2 reasons why. Because they were doing a lot of sin back then, and they had to, take on a harsh punishment. But then they also wouldn't give up on fighting. They was the ones that was like, y'all ain't shipping us out, we're gonna fight. You know what I mean? And Negroes still have that fighting spirit to this day. So you have the Roman Empire ruling in the north, the British Empire ruling in the south, the Romans and the Brits, 1776, they go head to head. The Romans win. Romans, at that particular time period of the fighting, changed their name to Americans to disguise themselves. So we would be blind, deaf, and dumb at this particular time period in history. The British Empire said, hey, we better change our names too, so nobody figures this out. We took everybody's land. What we gonna come up with? Let's call ourselves Confederates. Let's call ourselves Democrats, conservatives, or liberals rather. And then the Roman Empire took on the Republic. They took on the conservative, and they took on that particular system, which is the order of the Golden Dawn. And it is what it is. And the order, change that around. The order of the Golden Dawn is what the Democrats took on, the British Empire. The order of the Phoenix is what the Roman Empire took on, which is pretty much satanic black magic. They just practice it in a different way. These people are werewolves. These people are satanic. These people are pedophiles. These people are witches, warlocks. These people are vampires. And then if y'all don't believe that, you know, they also have different fallen angels that come down and teach these guys different practices and rituals and different stuff like that. And that's pretty much what it is. But I didn't want to get too much into this, explaining about the American history all over again. Barack Obama, this guy right here, is a satanic freak. And we can knuckle all the way up. He's a satanic freak. And his wife got nuts. And I'm jealous because those things was fatter than mine. And here's the thing. These people, they like to murder and kill people who exposes them. Y'all ain't gonna kill me. Y'all gonna take yourselves out messing with me. You think I'm just up here just talking the way I'm talking with no protection? And y'all think that I'm just talking about guns and knives and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. You assholes. There's a different kind of protection and y'all know what I'm talking about. So come and get me. It's just as simple as that. I'm going to expose every last one of you bastards. I'm the one. I'm the chosen one that's just come to ruin y'all and take y'all down. How about that? You're looking at them right here. And it's not about, okay, this guy is this, that, and the third. No. Y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. Now you're still acting blind. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Go ahead and try me. It'll be a wonderful time in this world to expose even more. So, we're going to make sure that we keep pushing the gas on these people to make sure that this information lands into everyone's laptop, to everybody's computer, everybody's cell phone, whatever. We want this to be on everybody's TV screen to expose these satanic freaks. Because while we sit up here and eat, rare steak and drink wine, there's kids in underground dungeons that are being starved and then used as satanic sacrifices. And for you witches and warlocks out there that's watching this video, y'all can kiss my ass. Y'all gonna burn in the lake of fire, and I'm gonna be standing over your burning soul, and I'm gonna be watching y'all burn when this is all said and done. This life is just temporary. We've been here multiple times before. So, you guys, y'all just watch. If y'all want to, watch the rest of that video that I want to put up. I'll put it up right now. This one right here.
On November 5th, 1999, I hired the services of 5 Star Limousine. Excuse me. I had hired them both for November 5th and November 6th of 1999. On November 6, 1999, I asked the limo driver, whose name I now reveal for the first time, Jagir Paramit Mutani, if he knew anyone who would like to socialize and show me Chicago. One note, there's a typo on the statement that you will get at the end of the statement. We will put an updated and corrected version on a website that you will also be given access to, as far as the name is concerned. Mr. Mutani understood that I was looking for someone who knew Chicago and would enjoy socializing. Mr. Mutani said he knew someone who was a friend of his. On November 6, 1999, after picking me up at the hotel in Gurney, and this is significant, Mr. Mutani used his cell phone to make a call. That call was made to then Illinois State Senator Barack Obama to set up an introduction between myself and Senator Obama. Upon arriving at the bar and exiting the limo, Senator Obama was standing next to Mr. Mutani, and I was introduced to Senator Obama by name. Later that evening in a bar which I believe was called Alibis, and I state believe because I have failed so far to get Citigroup to provide the credit card receipts that has the actual name. I mentioned I could use a line or two to wake up. Senator Obama asked me if I was referring to coke, and I stated I was. After stating I was, Obama stated he could purchase cocaine for me and then made a telephone call. This too is significant, from a cell phone to a presently unknown individual, during which Senator Obama arranged the cocaine purchase. Senator Obama and I then departed the bar in my limousine and proceeded to an unknown location where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurney, Illinois. The following day, November 7th, 1999, Senator Obama appeared at my hotel room, unannounced, uninvited, where we again ingested cocaine, and I again performed fellatio on Senator Obama. Significantly, both the driver's telephone call to Senator Obama and his call to the drug dealer should appear on the driver's and Senator Obama's cell phone billing statements. In the fall of 2007, September 2007, I contacted the presidential campaign of Barack Obama to request solely that Senator Obama publicly correct his stated drug use record to reflect his use of crack cocaine with me in November of 1999. When I made the first contact, I left with the presidential campaign of Senator Obama a telephone number for the campaign to return my call. The first number I provided was a Texas cell phone number. From the period of Labor Day weekend 2007 through November 18th of 2007, I did provide a total of 4 different callback numbers to the Obama campaign. As I had moved and I had changed the numbers to reflect locally my place of residence at the time. In late September to early October, I lost my place here. In late September to early October 2007, I received a call from a male who identified himself as a Mr. Young, stating he was calling in regards to calls I had made to the Obama campaign. This first call was in fact an attempt by Mr. Young to obtain from me the identities of anyone I had contacted concerning my 1999 allegations against Senator Obama. This first call shocked me in that this Mr. Young asked me why I had, why I had never mentioned to the campaign.
Just remind people what it was that Sheila talks about that was so important, because little bits and pieces are coming out, even things like this letter that he wrote to her where he, allegedly had thoughts about a gay relationship or wanting that. That's now back in the press. To your mind, what is the heart of why Sheila matters and why we should have been curious about her in terms of what it says about Barack Obama?
I mean, just one small timing point. that letter in question is from November 1982. It's to Alex McNear.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Yeah.
No, and it's in the archives at Emory University. Anybody can go and read that letter. They won't let you take a picture of it, but anyone can go and read that. That's public record.
What I believe is that marriage is between a man and a woman.
Why? What in your religious faith calls you to be against gay marriage?
What I believe in my faith is that a man and a woman, when they get married, are performing something before God, and it's not simply the two persons.